An official inquiry in the Mysuru Darbhanga Express accident has uncovered some troubling evidence of sabotage. The investigation of the accident, which transpired on the 11th of October, has caused revelation that around 6 nuts and bolts were intentionally removed from the track. This has led to the derailment of 12 coaches and caused injuries to almost 20 passengers. Other findings of the committee were that the sabotage had happened shortly before the time of the accident and there were no suspicious activities when the trackman was on shift. This sabotage bid has now been confirmed. This is just another incident of sabotage which led to this tragic incident. A similar incident was also reported on July 16 this year when the trackman had discovered bolts and nuts removed from track near Ponneri railway station. Over 13 flight incident number of late have received bomb threats in the last 24 hours. 5 flights each from Indigo and 5 of Akasa have received bomb threats. Around 70 hoax calls have been received and all of these have turned out to be false alarms. The investigation agencies have noticed some common lines and words used in these fake threats and bombs, like bombs, blood will spread everywhere, explosive devices. Now the question is it time to treat sabotage bids the same as UAPA cases? Should the NIA probe all these rail and terror attempt bids? Joining us at this point is Wing Commander Sudhakaran, former Indian Air Force officer. Also with us is Major General JKS Parihar, defense expert. Sudhanshu Mani, creator Train 18, joins us live. RVS Mani, former Under Secretary. MHA is also joining us on the broadcast. Let me begin with you first, Wing Commander Sudhakaran. What do you make of these sabotage attempts which have now been confirmed? Bhagmati Express, it seems, was derailed because nuts and bolts were removed.
Very less for us to actually, draw some conjecture and speculate about who are the forces who could be behind this. Number one, I can say with unequivocally, without any doubt, these are forces which doesn't want India to grow. They are jealous about the growth story of India. India today stands as the only largest economy with some significant growth. Targeting railway is targeting Indian growth. It is as simple as that. It could be goods, it could be passenger all the more better. Then you can go on to prove that your railway minister is not working, the railway apparatus is dysfunctional, and then directly you can target Modi. This, if you actually see in isolation, probably we will be lost. You will have to see this with the kind of threats that the airlines are receiving, to what is happening in Canada, and to a large extent the intent of the opposition. The opposition leader very clearly said that there is kerosene all around, all that we need is a spark. These incidents are like, setting fire onto an already turbulent space in our neighborhood. You've already seen what is happening in Bangladesh. So we have to see this in a context. The community of quantity, I don't want to name them, but they are by and large involved in this because they've been brainwashed. They are not people with adequate intellect to understand the difference between the need to grow as a country, the need to educate in the right direction, rather than believing in some weird Maulana or Mufti or some book who actually put them on the wrong path. We've already seen what has happened in Kashmir. We need to actually ensure that these people are not only brought to book, but they need to be taught that if the policy of Israel is what is going to help here. Because for everyone who is even going to remotely attempt anything here, if they are not made to accept that what they are going to give them is going to have serious consequences, they will probably get away with it. In fact, one of the people who have been caught is a minor, and you can now see the nefarious designs, how people can easily waylay the community, engage people into such hazardous activity. We've seen this happening in Kanpur, where they actually brought on gas cylinder. They have tried all kinds of things, and when they do get an opportunity, they do wreak havoc with the system. I think it's high time that we put in place a law enforcement mechanism which can actually make these people accountable to real time. We cannot have these cases go on for years and then suddenly one fine day you will find the proofs getting diluted, the governments change. You've seen what has happened in Hubali, where there was a riot which was actually withdrawn by the government. So they know that it is only about changing the government when their acts can go unpunished, and therefore they get into this and they are made to believe it is God's will. So all these things need to change. There is a lot that we need to do. We have to see this in a context. And we've also seen how US is being running with the hare and hunting with the hound, right? They're with Canada on some points and then seem to look like French with you. So we need to understand that India's growth is what is hurting people. We are already knocking on the superpower status. America doesn't want you to become a superpower. They're very happy as long as you are a normal power. So there are deep states which are involved in it, both from China, from America, from Canada, Khalistani angle, Pakistani angle, and there are elements who are here, and there are elements sitting in parliament also. So how do we need to deal with it? I think the national leadership is well aware of what to do, but then I hope they do it.
Right. Let me in fact quickly bring in Major General J.K.S. Parihar. Major General J.K.S. Parihar, is there a parallel between the rail sabotage bids and these air hoax calls that are being reported now repeatedly on a variety of our Indian airlines?
First of all, I must appreciate Wing Commander Sivakan for an extensive and a large canvas of this problem. Definitely he has made task of each and every one of us very simple. You can't isolate one affair with the another. So far, whether they are the so many so-called pseudo calls or the wrong calls for the bombs in the air, aviation, or with the train sabotage, other activities. If we confine to the train incidences, undoubtedly these are the incidences linked with the terror activities, and it's not a new tool. It's a very old tool, and it has been applied all over the world by the Chinese, Mao Zedong there, then Naxalites in India earlier, in Pakistan also, they have also faced. So it is very easy. It is one of the most soft mechanism one can handle, because such a vast network passing through the remote areas, jungles, etc., and you cannot have the complete surveillance of each and every part of it, except unless until you do have a strong mechanism of railway surveillance system, which was existing in our country earlier. But in the last few decades, these all lower grade staff, they have been practically eliminated, and that is the reason. And the newer technology has not been pumped. So there is a sabotage activity which is going on there, and we have to curb it and cut it down. No issue. We must develop a mechanism, but we have to accept our pitfalls also. That it is we are giving them opportunity. First of all, our infrastructure is very porous, as in the railways, in the rural areas, it's very difficult. So that has to be strengthened. Newer technology of the signaling, etc., it has to be maintained. Drone surveillance, I think it is not feasible with such a large, and in the night, how they are going to do it. And you look at the recent incidences of this killing for one of the former minister in Maharashtra. The shooters were paid a very small amount. For a small amount of 50,000 to 1 lakh, they can kill anybody. So putting a gas cylinder or taking out the bolts in the rural area, a small amount of even the 200 rupees to 1,000 rupees may be good enough for a minor or an unemployed person. So such activities is very difficult to handle practically. But yes, the time has come that we have to do something more what we have been doing. And my concern is not, as we have rightly pointed out, not only the railways but in the aviation sector, because it has not been done so far. They did not succeed because of the strong security network what we have in the aeroplanes and in the entries, exit, etc., on various sectors there. But there is always, they may use some higher technologies like these laser bombs, etc., mobile pagers used by the Israelis. So more you have the advancement technology, it gives you favor, but it's a double-edged weapon. So one has to explore all these possibilities that in future you may end up in a problem on the lighter way, or it may be you never know, like we are in the Zoom meeting and these meetings can be hacked by someone and fire, you never know. So these are also possible. So this is a very big challenge for any country, and the PFI network definitely it is one of the major cause for all these to conduct activities in our country on behalf of international terror organizations and our good neighbors. Wing Commander Sudhakaran has just, I take 30 seconds, and brought a point which I have been telling for a long, that America is never friend of their friends. The Americans are the friend of their enemies. They make them against someone, and like they have done for the China. And when the China has become their enemies, they put India in front of China, and they never supported India against China, but they try to use it, and now with the five eyes they are showing eyes to you. So the situation is all over the world. We are the target, and within the country we are, our infrastructure is soft target. Government has challenges, but something has to be done, and something will definitely come out of it. Okay.
Okay, let me in fact quickly take that across to you as well, Sudhanshu Mani. Sudhanshu Mani, now as far as of course the Darbhanga Bagmati Express is concerned, earlier this was just conjecture. Now the probe indicating and confirming a sabotage did take place. Now that this is seems to be proven, and of course the further inquiry will establish that further, what should be the next course of action?
Okay, so first let me agree with one part of what Mr. Pariyar said. The railways indeed is a very soft target with a vast network, and whether populated or isolated areas, it's not possible to patrol. You can patrol once or twice a day with security personnel also, but that would not be enough if there is a nefarious activity to derail a train. Now, if I'm not here to tell you whether it is sabotage or not. Regarding earlier cases, about this particular cases, I'll come to you later. If it is sabotage, then it's a matter which is very serious, beyond the purview of and capability of railways. Intelligence agencies and law and order agencies have to step in. I hope that is being done. Since Balasore last year in June, we have been hearing this sabotage theory. Railways themselves issued a list of 24 cases. And what did it include? It included some railway staff disgruntled trying to get one up on his supervisor. It included staff which placed obstructions just to get an award. It includes cases of YouTubers putting objects on track and trying to film it. It includes cases of RPF getting run over, murder of a off-duty station master, level crossing beating by Nihang 6 and all that. So is that a serious indication that you are giving a list of possible sabotage cases? Right from the time sabotage was sounded in 2016 in the Kanpur accident, in all these 8 years, not one case has been proven to be a case of sabotage. We have to keep that in mind. I'm not saying it is not sabotage. Now, coming to this particular case, you are basing everything based on a evidence of a trackman in front of the CRS. Is it not jumping the gun? The CRS inquiry, let it be completed. And if it is sabotage, it has to go beyond the CRS. Law and order agencies have to be involved. But as I could see from news items, it is some deposition of a trackman. Or what you call a high-level inquiry is basically senior supervisors of those areas who would always like to put the blame on something else, have said that this looks like a case of sabotage. So let the inquiry be completed. And I am not in a position right now to tell you what next. I am waiting for one case to be proven to be sabotage. Last time I advised when I came on your show to go through that list of 24 cases and tell me if it is sabotage at all. If it is a nefarious activity to spread panic, which is possible, just like these hoax calls, then they seem to be succeeding, and everybody seems to be believing that these are cases of sabotage. But even then, it is unlawful, and those who are doing it should be brought to book. A lot of time has passed since this discourse strongly started, not in June last year, but July this year. Why have we not been able to apprehend even one person, except those cases which I told you? So more law and order work, intelligence work has to go in, instead of trying to find ways as to why sabotage is taking place, because I, for one, till inquiry is completed, I am unable to believe that this is sabotage.
Okay, let me in fact quickly take that to RVS Money as well. RVS Money, what do you make of this, probe revelation so far into, of course, what happened with the Darbhanga Bagmati Express? Also, RVS Money, this pattern that's emerging with so many flights getting these similar bomb threats, all of them turning out to be hoax. But this is going to bleed the aviation sector. Each diversion costs lakhs of rupees.
Basically, let's get it right. I'll start with Wing Commander Sudhakar. I would like to flag and reiterate certain points. Now, our dear friend Mr. Sudhakar Mani had said that he doesn't believe it to be sabotage.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I said I'm not in a position to say now that it is sabotage. I'm waiting for the inquiry report.
Please
don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, I'll give it to that. So basically, in police happening, terror cases, what happens is, 2-3 days, first responder being the state police, they assess it and pass it on to a superior, more competent agency. Whereas the CRS, that type of a graduating or escalating into a higher level of law and order or anti-terror agency is not that that type of a procedure needs to be re-established, so that wherever there is a suspect, based on the first information, first responders report, it is immediately escalated to the NIA or the state Q branch or ATS or whatever it is. That system, as long as it is lax, we will continue to be in a state of state where we will not be able to really prove it's a sabotage. We will continue to live in a state of illusion. So that first has to be there. But at the same time, when he can say that the railway tracks cannot be railway tracks cannot be tracked every 24 hours, secure 24/7. First thing is, Nirmal Kaur, one of the top police officers of the country, retired DGP of Jharkhand, had already said that one of the basic reasons where the exposure takes place is on the, especially take the case of Jharkhand itself, lot of people from somewhere else have been planted, legitimized and allowed to settle on the railway land, on the land very close to the tracks, which is one of the major security risks. This is happening all over the country. Railway lands have been encroached, people are squatting on it. Who is squatting? Who is responsible? Whether the local municipality, whether the local police is doing it, or many times the politicians themselves, they have become land mafias by themselves. Many of the local politicians, they are doing it. This is one of the very, very pregnant risks to the railway security and safety, the track and all. So we have to see, as the Wing Commander Sudhakar said, the thing holistically. Internal issues are like these things are there, the enforcement on the railway land, etc., is adding fuel to the larger conspiracy from where the deep state or whichever place which is happening. So when you see it at a helicopter view, you can see all of them together, security. And I also said that if the RPF is designated for a particular focused area, let them not divert it. We have a superior unified command for securing the railways, like in the Air Force, like in the airport, like in the disturbed areas like Kashmir, where many of the forces with different specialities like the vital installation security is the CISF, the internal security aspects are with somebody else, CRPF or anything else. So specialized forces, let there be a unified command under the DG CRPF, DG RPF or DG NIA or whoever it is. Let us form it, spread it countrywide, so that not an inch of railway or any other, not only railway, the vital is not an inch of vital infrastructure is exposed to or is exposed or vulnerable to any such attack. Railways included, passenger safety included, and the railway property included. And similarly, the hoax calls in airports are also included. So it has to be a carpet type of a security thing we need to provide. Just we cannot say technically that it is a CRS report, it is a Delhi police report, it is a special cell report, or it is a Mumbai ATS report. Let us get it. Now it has to be escalated to the highest level. Int-driven, intelligence-driven, carpet securing of the entire thing. It may initially look very, very humongous, but it is not humongous. Their presence is already there. It is only tying them through a common thread and better coordination. Like in the before the 2008 Mumbai attack, intelligence coordination was. I knew it was not questioned, but people questioned it. Now after the formation of MAC, most of the intelligence agencies, they do share the security and law enforcement agencies. They do have a lot of coordination, better synergy among themselves. Similarly, in terms of vital installation, I am not talking of railways alone. Railways is a very important clog in the machine, both for the economy of the country and also of the development of the country. And this is the development the thing which is being juggernaut, which is being arrested in different ways by different parts, and railway sabotages or railway accidents are one of the vital ways of disrupting the development. In this context, now we need to invest in terms of manpower, in terms of training, in terms of resources, a lot of things, so that it's a complete corporate security of the entire rail, not the railway system, the airline, the railway, like the multimodal transport they are developing. Similarly, the multimodal security they have to develop. When you are developing a infrastructure, along with that, the security of the same should be factored into that. It's a very important element. Otherwise, and state government and the central government, state government are also important in the sense that they cannot be speaking a different voice. As the Hubali incident, somebody had pointed out, state government has also the political will, the political convergence on the security, need for security of the vital installation, which is to secure the public and the property of the country, would be item number one. Let them settle their political differences elsewhere, anywhere outside the forum. They have many fora for them. That's what I want to say. You have to take a very nationalistic, holistic view of the entire problem. A corporate sort of a secure environment. At this stage, the investments may look very humongous, but they will not. Certain synergy will come. There will be a lot of saving and the cascading economic benefits out of this corporate. Thank you, Uday.
All right, let me take that back now to Vinkamada Sudhakaran on what the immediate steps now should be. What steps should be taken short term immediately to deal with this increasing menace of sabotage, of course, that our rail tracks are facing from miscreants, and also the bomb threats as well. It's a double whammy, but how do we deal with this? What immediate steps short term are needed to tackle this? Wing Commander Sudhakaran.
See, we as a country operate in silos. We don't operate in unison. Be it Army, Navy or Air Force, I will criticize them also for the same thing. They've been talking about theaterized warfare, but I don't know when it is going to come. China was into theaterization 15 years back. The same is the problem. You go into railways and you talk about them, they get offended. How dare you talk about me when you are not in that domain? Security is not the forte of any single force. It is a collective national responsibility. We need a collective national platform, and we need convergence in our intelligence gathering and in our acting mechanism. Today, one state police will not talk to the other state police. It depends on what is the political dispensation that is there in rule. CBI is not given permission today. How dare? We as a country, we talk about a federal structure, but when it comes to even law enforcement, we have different policies for different states, and railways, mind you, is not state specific. It is a national level body. And even railways, I'll criticize, as an AI deep tech, practitioner and somebody who runs a company, I can tell you they are archaic. India is a labor country. We don't really take proactive steps. You use advanced swarm drones. I can actually monitor every single kilometer of the railway track today. That is possible with technology. You use advanced image processing algorithm. I can do this. These people, probably by what the tracksman said, it takes 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes to remove these nuts and bolts. Now, 25 to 30 minutes in the era of AI is far too much. But how much of money have you invested? They are definitely doing projects, but I'm telling you, they are doing projects worth 2 crores and 5 crores. You will get toys for that. If we can bring this together, if we can put all these money together, create a unified security infrastructure for national level, we will have much better results. If we can identify the culprits, we have one single database. If we can operate from a holistic converged regime, even to that matter, the armed forces, their HR doesn't talk to their admin doesn't talk to the maintenance, and both three guys will not talk to operations. Then come to IAS, IPS, and the armed forces, they don't talk to each other. Then you come to the civil force, they all operate in their own domains. It cannot work like this. As long as you remain, Britishers came with, I always tell this example, they came with some 100, 200, 300 people and a good tailor. And the tailor stitched a good uniform. They employed the locals. They employed you to fight against your own brother. And that's how they made you slaves.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm beginning to run out of time. Major General Parihar, quick comment. Major General Parihar. Okay, I think we've lost Major General Parihar. Sudhanshu Mani, quick last word to you.
Since we were talking of AI, there is a need to use this AI so that all the near misses are upgraded to a level of DRM, GM, and action is taken on them. Today, near misses are all pushed under the carpet. I'm talking about safety now. I'm not talking about sabotage. The use of AI, I've been advocating since the Balasore accident. I don't think anything meaningful has started, but this cannot be done manually. There must be about 1,000 misses, near misses every day. It can all be used. AI can be used to bring them up to the right authority so that a culture of safety is built up.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.